Charlie and I were on a plane recently that was hijacked.
With what?
It was hijacked. I'm telling about our experience on that hijacked plane when the hijackers picked us out as the two dirty capitalists that they really had to execute. But they were a little abashed about it. They didn't really have anything against us. So they said that each of us would be given one request before they shot us. And they turned to Charlie and they said, "What would you like as your request?" Charlie said, "I would like to give once more my speech on the virtues of Costco with illustrations." And the hijacker said, "Well, that sounds pretty reasonable to me." And he turned to me and said, "And what would you like, Mr. Buffett?" And I said, "Shoot me first."
It's Andreas Rieger from Munich, Germany. Thank you very much for the open discussion that you have with us. Actually, I'd like to ask a question on a book, so I come back to the book review. Jeremy Siegel had some ideas in his second book, and I would like to understand how this would impact your investment strategies, if there are any changes from his ideas, and how you react to these recommendations that he makes. Thank you.
This is which book? Jeremy Spiegel?
Jeremy Siegel, the second book, by the Try and the True, Triumph over the Old and the New.
No, it's had no effect on us. Charlie?
No, is that the fellow who is very optimistic about common stock investment over long periods of time?
The University of Pennsylvania, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think he's demented.
Well, he's a very nice guy, Charlie.
Well, he may well be a very nice guy, but he's comparing apples against elephants and trying to make accurate projections.
Number 10.
The muscle power of the Sam's Clubs and the Costco's has gotten very extreme. A little earlier this morning when I was autographing books, a very good-looking woman came up to me and said she wanted to thank me. And I said, "For what?" And she said, "You told me to buy this pantyhose I'm wearing from Costco." And I'd evidently made some previous comment about how amazing it was that Costco could get Hanes, of all people, to allow a co-branded pantyhose, Hanes-Kirkland, in the Costco stores. That wouldn't have happened 20 years ago.
She must have been pretty desperate if she was consulting with you on where to buy pantyhose, Charlie.
If you could own one business in the world, what would it be, Charlie? I hope I already own it myself.
You and I got in trouble by addressing such a subject many decades
That's
ago.
right.
And I don't think I'll come back to it.
Okay. Number 13.
If you name some business that has incredible pricing power, you're talking about a business that's a monopoly or a near monopoly.
Sure.
And I don't think it's very smart for us to sit up here naming as our most admired business as something that other people regard as a monopoly.
Okay. We'll move right along.
We find that Mrs. Susan Buffett used to send Zen Buddhism books to her sorority sisters. That's probably why she always has a peaceful smile due to her low expectation of life, which according to Buddha is full of sufferings. But Mr. Munger would tell me that Susan's smile is because you, as the husband, exceeded her low expectations.
That's right.
Yeah. And her father's even lower expectations.
Anyway, my question is, did Susan also send those Zen books to your office or your bedroom? And if you have read those books, what are the key ideas that contributed to your investment Tao, which even made sense to secluded, narrow-minded Zen monks like me? Thanks for the financial enlightenments you've given us today.
Thank you. I sent those books on to Charlie, so I'll let him answer. 8 months later, or probably 10 months later, I wrote an article to the Commercial and Financial Chronicle on the security I like best. It was a big idea. When I found Western Insurance Securities, I knew it was a big idea. I couldn't put millions of dollars into it, but I didn't have millions, so it didn't make any difference. And we've seen things subsequently, and we'll see. If we have a normal lifespan, we'll see a few more before we get done. But I can't tell you that exactly how. I can't tell you exactly what transpires in my mind that says, flashes a neon sign up that says this is a big idea. What happens with you, Charlie? Actually, I have a real system. My idea of a truly big idea is one I get and I call Charlie and he only says no, rather than that's the worst idea I've ever heard of. But if he just says no, it's a hell of an idea.
What?
If you knew the individual beat himself.
I would not have bet on any of the people I knew who were already wealthy. But I would have bet on Pete Kiewit. His sister taught me math. And no, half Dutch, half German. This is a tough culture. And
You've just heard it, folks. Half Dutch, half German.
well, but
Go out looking for them.
well, the man that's recommending this is named Munger.